The Minnesota Vikings have just traded Yannick Ngakoue to the Baltimore Ravens for a third-round pick and a conditional fifth-round pick. We want to know, though, was this the right move for the Vikings? And what are the Ravens now getting in Yannick Ngakoue added to their defense? All right, guys, let's eat.
What time is it? Game time! Woo!
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Edwin, aka King Jaloff, and we are back again. This time, guys, we have some breaking news in the NFL today with star outside linebacker or defensive end, whatever you want to call it, Yannick Ngakoue going to the Baltimore Ravens from the Minnesota Vikings for a third-round pick and a conditional fifth-round pick. Guys, I don't know. This to me is kind of a shocker for the Vikings, because I made a video earlier on, I think probably a couple of months ago, where they traded for Yannick Ngakoue from the Jags for a second-round pick, right? And a conditional, I think it was a fourth-round pick. I don't know what it was. But anyways, you get him from the Jags, and you hope to pair him, right, with Danielle Hunter, and hopefully increase that defense into being better than it was the year before. But things happen, and the defense underperforms. And listen, guys, it didn't work out. It did not work out at all. If you don't know right now, this will be a football video, so sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. All right, so, guys, Yannick Ngakoue to the Ravens. What can I say? This was a total disaster for the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said before, you get him from the Jags, and you hope to pair him with Danielle Hunter. It didn't really work out, and you basically give up a second-round pick to get only 5 sacks in 6 games. 5 sacks in 6 games. Let that sink in. This defense has been poor the whole season. So when I look at a defense, right, I look at 2 factors as to how the defense will perform that season, or how it has been performing this season, right? So this season, you look at their star players, and they don't have Danielle Hunter. They have 2 rookie cornerbacks. I get that. And they've been underperforming the whole season. Same thing with Yannick Ngakoue. He's been underperforming the whole season. It's not his whole fault. It's not entirely his fault, but he is part of that group, right? But I also look at the offense too, because the offense can dictate how a defense plays throughout the season. So let me give you guys an example. Last year, Jameis Winston, terrible, inconsistent. I'm not even gonna say terrible, inconsistent, right? 30 plus turnovers for him, and he put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense in harm's way, right? For them to be somewhat of an average defense. They weren't really that good last year. Well, they get Tom Brady. Tom Brady isn't what he was before, but he takes care of the ball somewhat. I mean, he's had a couple pick sixes this year, but for the most part, he's been taking care of the ball. And what has that put them? Number 1 in the NFL. Like I said, listen, I called this from the jump. They will be a top 15 defense. I didn't even see top 10, but I said that they will be a top 15 defense because they have Tom Brady, someone who could take care of the football. And they are now, through 6 games this season, they are number 1 in total defense. Let that sink in right there, right? So for the Vikings, they're 14th this season in offense. Last year they were 16th, so pretty average, right? Pretty average, not really doing too much, right? Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen, one of the best receivers in the league. You have Dalvin Cook, one of the best running backs in the league at that point. And last year you had Stephon Diggs. Defense was okay last year. They were average. This year, you don't have Stephon Diggs. And I think that Justin Jefferson has definitely more than replaced the big gap that Stephon Diggs has left on that Vikings team. So now you have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and the offense has been okay. They've been all right. Middle of the pack this season again. They've been okay. So that's not the issue. The issue is the defense has actually been underperforming really bad. I'm talking about 23rd in rushing, 30th in passing. You cannot win a game if you're 23rd in rushing, 30th in passing. That's terrible. Let's give you guys some stats this year for how many points they've given up against each team. So, first game, they give up 43 points to the Packers, 28 points to the Colts, 31 points to the Titans, 27 points to to the Seahawks, 23 points to the Texans. Now, the Texans were 0-3 at the time, so beating an 0-3 team doesn't really say too much, right? 40 points. 40 points to the Falcons. 40 points to the Atlanta Falcons. A team that was prior to that, they were winless. Winless. I mean, the Falcons could have won a couple games if they didn't blow these couple leads, but you know what I mean. They're still a winless team. They're winless for a reason. 40 points to the Falcons. How the hell do you expect? And the next week they play the Packers. Like, so when we look at these results, you say, how the hell are the Vikings supposed to be a good winning team if they keep on giving up so many points on defense? Like, how? This year, I predicted that the Vikings would be the division winner for the NFC North. Boy, was I wrong, because I did not see this coming. A 1-5 start. Kirk Cousins looks really old. You know, nothing's really working for them, and I get that. Some parts, it's not their fault. Danielle Hunter is injured. They have 2 rookie cornerbacks who are just gaining experience, right? Yannick Ngakoue has looked like a shell of his former self. I mean, he has an 11%. He had 11% pass rush win rate in the league right now, which qualifies for 32nd out of the 47 qualifying pass rushers. That's terrible. That's not good at all. Last year he was 14th last year. 14th. There's no way that he should be going from 32nd to 14th. Oh, 14th to 32nd. You would hope that. But there's no way he should be going from 14th to 32nd. That's terrible, right? And it's not all his fault. It's not all his fault at all, but even though, you know, he hasn't been doing the best. He hasn't been doing the best. And to me, the Vikings are going in a bad direction right now. They have to rebuild. They have to rebuild, because there's no way that a team of that caliber, right? Their defense was competent last year. They were competent. They have some good pieces on offense. And there's no way that you guys should be 1-5. I'm sorry. There's no way. There's no way. It would give me some hope for this team if they were losing these games by like close margins, right? But most of the games that they played this season, they've pretty much got blown out the park. The Packers, the Falcons, the Seahawks. Okay, that was a good win. I mean, it was a good close game, but the Seahawks don't have a good defense either. You know, the Texans 0-3 team at the point, right? So like, they're not doing too well against competent, good teams, in my opinion. So for the Vikings, they lose out on a second-round pick, and instead of having Yannick Ngakoue to pair up with Danielle Hunter and to make that defense better than it was last season, they now lose out on Yannick Ngakoue, and they turn the second-round pick into a third-round pick. That to me is terrible. It's terrible, you know? But now, guys, what do the Ravens get in my guy, Yannick Ngakoue? Listen, man, that defense is top 10 already, and now you add Yannick Ngakoue to Calais Campbell. Hey, come on. They're just getting guys from the Jags, the guys who were great pass rushers in Jacksonville, right? Saxonville at the one point. Saxonville. You get those guys, and now you put them on the Ravens. Listen, that is a recipe. That's a recipe for winning. It really is. It really is, because that to me says that they are in it all. Like, they're locked in to try and win the AFC this year, right? To try and win the Super Bowl, right? Before that, before Yannick Ngakoue, they were already contenders to win the Super Bowl. Now, that's adding a major piece. Remember, Yannick Ngakoue since 2017 is still the best pass rusher, right? 89.2 grade for a pass rusher since 2017. That is pretty good. This guy can still do the business. Trust me, he can still do the business. So let's look out for him, right? He could possibly rejuvenate his career in a Ravens uniform, because it's obvious that he didn't do it in a Vikings uniform. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. How many sacks will Yannick Ngakoue get for his new team this season? Now the Ravens, before it was the Vikings, but now it's the Ravens. I'm going to say he comes in a Ravens uniform, he gets probably 6 sacks. 6 sacks for the rest of the season. I feel like he's going to benefit a lot from Calais Campbell being on the other side of him again. And this time, he will have that one-on-one matchup that he would want to have, as opposed to getting double teamed on the defensive line when he was with the Vikings, because Danielle Hunter wasn't there. But now you have Calais Campbell there. You now have a guy that can dominate and command double teams, where it can leave one-on-one options for you to try and get to the pass, try and get to the QB. So that to me is a big bonus for the Ravens. But anyways, guys, that's all that we have for this video. Listen, we're back. We're back again. We're back again. Ravens 8 today. They obviously get Yannick Ngakoue for a third round pick. A third round pick. Listen, remember, before this happened, Yannick Ngakoue was going to go for a second round pick from the Ravens, but they didn't have the cap space to do so. So they ended up losing out on Yannick Ngakoue at the time and then letting the Vikings get him for a second round pick. But now they get their guy for a third round pick and a fifth round pick. That's pretty good in my opinion. It makes me wonder, right? Why didn't other teams go out for Yannick Ngakoue if it was going to cost only this little to get him? You know, like he's still one of the best pass rushers in the league, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens in the future. But anyways, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment, leave a like, obviously. Share it with your friends. And always remember, as I grow, we grow together. Stay tuned for the next video.